Welcome back to Way TV. It is time for a very special update with our friends from the United Way. How are y'all doing?
We are good.
Busy, good.
Things have been busy, and there's been a lot going on. A lot of things from moving our offices to campaign.
Yeah.
But we're excited to talk to your viewers today about 2025.
Absolutely. It is. It's wild that we're already at that. But first, how's the new digs at the office?
The office is going really well.
Yeah.
So
Good.
we, of course, are closer to downtown. So folks that are needing us, we are at 309 North William Street.
Yeah.
So plenty of parking, and if you are looking for some assistance, we've got a couple of programs that are internal programs, so we're seeing folks there
Awesome.
for that. And then we just got more room. We've got more meeting space. So exciting about that. So yeah,
Awesome.
it's going well.
Kind of
It's-
right there across from the chamber, if
That's
people
right.
know where that's at, right there. But that's awesome. I'm glad y'all are all getting settled in. And yeah, like you said, it's hard to believe. We were talking a little bit off camera. It's hard to believe that we're already talking about 2025. You know, I swear the older you get, we were having that conversation at work the other day, the older you get, the faster it goes by. But I feel like this year's been extra weird with like the late Thanksgiving and all
Yes,
that. Like
the holiday especially. Yes, the holiday time.
I'm
has
all
gone
out of
by
whack.
fast.
But
Definitely.
2025, what's
Well,
going on?
2025 is going to be a big year for us. It is.
Our centennial year. We're celebrating a century of service in 2025.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a big party or something?
There's going to be lots of celebration.
Good,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
right.
We'll be doing a lot of things that we are typically doing, obviously, but we're going to celebrate that 100th throughout the whole year.
Awesome.
We're going to have a ribbon cutting. We're talking about our new office.
Yes, you'll
We're
get to
going to
replace
do
this
that.
lovely picture.
Yeah, I look
New
forward
one.
to it. Is
Yeah.
there going to be like a time capsule, anything like that?
Ooh, I like that.
People don't do time capsules anymore, right?
No, they don't. They don't. But yes, so we'll have several celebrations, but our first one will be January the 31st. Because we'll do a ribbon cutting for our new office space. We've been
Awesome.
in there since mid-September, but in the midst of campaign, it was just
Yeah.
a lot. And then the holidays, we knew it would be difficult.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, with it being our 100th anniversary, we wanted to celebrate big. So we'll have that, and then multiple things throughout the year. We'll be celebrating that 100th anniversary.
Awesome. That's great. And then, then next year's campaign will be kicking off, I swear, in like a couple months. Like, it feels like it's always.
Yeah, absolutely. But 2025 is really bringing some big changes. You know, I've talked with you
Yep.
kind of offline about what that's going to look like, but we're moving to what's called issue focus.
Yeah. And that allows you, for people who don't know, we'll give a quick little synopsis, but it basically allows y'all to tackle a small number of issues, but really
Yeah.
throw a lot of resources at those
Toward
issues.
those, yeah.
And so it kind of allows you to go all in on some big issues that are facing Wayne County, right?
Yes,
Right.
it does. And, you know, the thing is, we've spent all of 2024, we've spent about a little over 10 months preparing for this. So we've done a lot of community surveys. We've met with a lot of our major investors and donors to make sure that we're preparing for this, right, and that we're looking. There's a lot of issues in our community
Yeah.
to approach. But what we decided to tackle was poverty. And so in that, we'll have multiple different summits in 2025. And we'll do a lot of community engagement and community education about how this change will happen. It will be a slow, intentional process. And so it will take us about 3 years to get through this process and really be 100% in. But we're excited about it, a little intimidated. It's a big change,
Yeah.
but it's very exciting.
I'm glad you said the word intentional, because I think that's
Yeah.
a very good explanation of this, because like you said, it's not that you guys were just sitting around bored one day and said, hey, let's switch up how we operate as a whole. But there has been a lot of community engagement already, like you said, with surveys and things. So, you know, I think that you guys have done all the steps to make this change. You know, I feel like you did your homework at least,
Yeah.
right?
We have definitely tried, and so I'll let Savannah talk too, because things will be about, our campaign will look different. We'll start slowly moving away from what's considered campaign time,
Yeah.
because we'll be working throughout the whole year. And so that's what's really interesting about this, between changing that format and then changing how we're serving and impacting the community. It will really be about determining what we need in our community and finding a way to make sure that we can lead in that area and doing it. And so if it's something that's not being done and we need it to happen, then we're going to work toward the efforts to make sure it's happening here.
Yeah. I think that's what's so cool too about the United Way, is that you guys are so good at pivoting. And we saw that a lot during COVID and just really anything that comes up. You guys are incredible at pivoting, whereas, you know, you've got a lot of nonprofits where they have one job. and that's all they do. And then there's the United Way, who y'all don't know what you're going to be doing 3 years from now. You know, it's just like whatever needs to be done, you guys mold yourself into that, which I think is so cool. But I don't think we've talked, but campaign from this year.
Yeah.
How was that?
Absolutely. It's still going.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
We still have a few more weeks.
Yeah, that's right. There is. Yeah, a little bit more time.
That's right.
And I was sharing just, it's interesting because we're preparing, our budget, everything that we do around how we're going to serve, how we're going to impact all of these nonprofits in the community depends on how our campaign looks. So we certainly have projections and we have goals that we're going to try to reach. But even now, looking at what will we look like at the end of the year, just 2 weeks out, it's hard to determine.
Yeah.
Because typically, even that last week, we might be up another 10%.
Yeah.
Because lots of folks are investing in the community through United Way at that last minute.
Yeah.
And so we're plugging along. And funny enough, it always feels like it's a little stressful these last few weeks. And so you start feeling like, I don't know if we're going to meet our goal. And I just started looking at where we were this time last year. We're in the exact same spot we were in. We made it to 99% of our goal last year. We did it at the very last minute because that's just what happens, you know? And so that's okay. But yeah, there is a little stress until we get there.
You do feel a little bit better when you're tracking at least the same way, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it does give you a little bit of a breather because, we just recognize that if we don't meet that goal, we've got to make adjustments somewhere, and that's an impact to the community. And so we want that impact to be stronger, not weaker. So working through that.
And I don't envy y'all's job either because, I've been fortunate enough to serve on some of the funding committees and, you're looking at you get these applications and you're like, dang, all of these are great.
They're doing great work.
They're all doing great work.
Yeah.
But there is a finite amount of money that has to be split up, right? And so it's like, how do you sit there and grade one over the other,
Yeah.
And so I don't envy that at all from y'all.
Well, and luckily we don't have to do that because we have folks like you that are spending time evaluating them, making recommendations to our board. So our board is approving
the board's really got
they
the
really
toughest
do
job.
have a tough job, but they could not do it without the recommendations.
Yeah.
So that's a huge impact to our board because. We have more than 40 volunteers who are going through all those applications. And so we, as you know, we kind of divide it up over focus areas because you don't want to ask a volunteer to go through 20 different programs and to hear from 20 different nonprofits. It's more than someone is going to be able to handle, really. So being able to split it up but stay on the same focus area, then they're able to look at what the needs are and where they can impact the most.
Absolutely. So 2025, we're looking forward to it, starting to see that shift. Anything else that you guys are looking forward to 25?
That 100th year, we look forward to sharing that with you guys, talking about it with your
fun.
Viewers, because all year long, lots of great things to celebrate.
That's really cool. And, the United Way does so much. As you heard, there's all of this money stays in Wayne County. We talk about that a whole lot. So as you go into this holiday season, this season of giving, I'm just saying, you can help out the United Way a little bit in the campaign. We talk about a lot about the major investors and the companies that are involved, but anybody that sees this can make a donation. You just go to the United Way website and they'll take care of it there. But anything else we need to talk about?
That covers us. So when we're with you next month, we'll be talking about all these different things coming up and really just kind of diving in on the history, how we started, how we've changed. And, while this was not necessarily intentional as to where we're coming, how we're making this change in association with our 100th, but it's really a cool way to kind of dive into year 100.
Absolutely. I do dig that. Well, congratulations. We're looking forward to the big celebration. We have to get a big cake or something for
Absolutely.
them, a 100-year cake.
We'll have a couple of those opportunities, I think, next year.
I love it. Well, thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank you for what you do for Wayne County. And again, if you've got any questions, if you want to learn more about the United Way, make a donation. You can visit unitedwayne.org. You can check them out on Facebook. If you just search for United Way Wayne County, they've got a great Facebook page sharing lots of great information. So,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month.
See you next month.